Hello, all you Gare Bears above and beyond and around the world. Welcome to another edition of the Gare Bear Review. And yes, we're going to go over monkeys riding horses, in case you haven't noticed behind me. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the official title. Oh, okay. Apparently it's called Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. My apologies. I thought I was in the right here. But yes, we're going to go over that. It's an interesting film because it's the sequel to the original Planet of the Apes. Well, not the original, but the James Franco version of this series. If you are old enough to know the original, please watch that. It's a little cheesy, a little clunky, but it still holds up. It's still good. It's a classic. It's with was it not Clint Eastwood? I'll come back to it. But yeah, it's a classic movie, and you gotta check that out. This one is a very interesting one. It's actually way better than the first one, despite it being just the thing is with sequels is that not a lot of them are good. This is actually amazingly better than the first one, despite the James Franco-less cast. Now, with this cast, you still get Andy Serkis, so I was okay with that. He plays Caesar. He's probably one of the best CGI men around and actors around. So you get that, so that's okay. Then you add in Jason Clarke, Gary Oldman, Kerry Russell. I mean, Judy Greer. I mean, the cast just keeps coming from there, and it's actually really good to watch. These guys act. It could have been a little bit better. Don't get me wrong, but it's actually really fun and really amazing to watch. It's actually interesting in this film where because you get in this one you get more of the monkey, the ape's point of view from this one. It's a lot of reading dialogue on the bottom of the screen, so beware if you go see this movie. Yes, it's a lot of dialogue. I know my guys weren't happy about that, neither was I. I don't go to the movies to read. Uh, so it was interesting to see that part of it, and it's actually more of a reboot sequel, if you will. Be, I'm only saying sort of because it's not really particularly that. I'm only saying that because that's the way I saw it. It does reference the James Franco, the first one, occasionally. I'd say probably maybe like twice or maybe three times. It doesn't really have anything. It's a really bad connection. It doesn't really because it doesn't really do anything. It just takes over from the original. They don't even say what happened to James Franco's character, if he's dead or not. We're basically the audience is left to assume yes he is dead. So we're just brought to that conclusion. Same thing with the rest of the other characters. Uh, it was it was an interesting film. The CGI was absolutely amazing on this. I mean, like again, you have Andy Serkis doing the facial recognition for Caesar, which was awesome. Sorry, I'm hearing Simpsons because I'm still on that marathon. It was really cool to watch. The hair, the fur, the hair CGI was amazing. They must have done so many thread counts on it, so it was actually really cool. I was actually really fun to see that. The cast was really good. The acting was good enough to actually carry me through the movie. I did fall asleep occasionally because it's a long ass movie. It's like almost 2 hours and like I think it's like almost 3 hours. And no movie should reach like that mark. I mean, unless it's fast and moving swimmingly. This wasn't really moving that fast because it has you have so much detail in so much time. It actually makes it seem longer. You know, it was very interesting to watch because those types of films are actually normally okay to watch because they spread it out fast enough. It wasn't even it wasn't really funny at all. It was actually potentially serious movie to watch. It was because you like I said, you get the ape's point of view. Now, with that in mind, it's actually interesting to see what they're going to do with the rest of the franchise, because obviously they're going to keep going. There's like 6 of them, I think, maybe 5. So there's going to be more, and honestly, they get better and better. And if I can say this, it was probably the Empire Strikes Back of sequels. It was actually really good. to to watch a sequel actually come out of a come out of its shell and actually have decently good writing, good acting, and actual fun and an entertaining plot line like this one, because it's actually a really fun concept to watch, even though we've seen it like twice already, probably more, like 12 Monkeys, just saying. But I would definitely check this out, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. Uh, even I don't know why they didn't put James Franco in it, or why, I don't know, maybe just didn't want to do it. Who knows? If you're wondering about the glasses, yes, they do have. You do get these pretty sweet glasses when you go to see the movie in 3D. But I'm going to recommend it. You have to see this, especially if you're, like, again, see, if you're a fan of the franchise, go watch it, check it out. I'm not going to stop you I'm not going to try to convince you to or to not watch it, but it does continue on with the story of the disease that was released in the first one, and I'm actually really excited to see what they're going to do with this one, with the next few films. But our next one hopefully doesn't go to that. Our next film will be Deliver Us from Evil with Mr. Eric Bana. Yes, that is Hulk, the Hulk himself. If you didn't know that, the bad movie Hulk, in case you didn't know. So make sure you stay tuned for that.